So a while back, I made a video talking about how Gary Gygax changed the way I read science fiction and fantasy. What I had done was I read at least one book from every author on Appendix N. Appendix N is the list of science fiction and fantasy novels and writers that influenced the creation of Dungeons and Dragons. Well, I'm back with another review, and I think I'm going to just start doing quick reviews. I just kind of give you my thoughts, give you what's going on with the book, talk about the writer, and then we just move on because I don't need to sit here all day. You don't need to sit here all day. So let's dive into this one. The Long Tomorrow by Leigh Brackett. This is a fantastic dystopian science fiction novel. It was written in 1955. This is my pretty rough book club edition hardcover, but still in better shape than any of the ratty paperbacks I found. So super happy to have it. This is the original cover. I really like when book club editions have the original cover. This book is amazing. It starts off in a Mennonite society in Pennsylvania, and this is a post-apocalyptic dystopia. It's just really interesting. Let's read some of the description so I can tell you what's going on. This is the story of Lynn Coulter, who lived in a rural community of America some 2 generations after the destruction. Everyone lived in rural communities. The destruction had been directed against the cities. Now cities were banned by law. The destruction had grown out of scientific knowledge. Now the law prohibited advanced learning. The book starts off in a Mennonite society following Lynn. Well, he starts to discover an interest in technology and the way the world used to be. Because in here, you have the United States after a nuclear war. All the cities have been wiped out. And what has happened is a group of Mennonites and other religious fundamentalists have essentially taken over the country, and they passed amendments that banned cities over a certain size, and they banned research into technology. What's great about this is this kid is exploring this dystopian world and kind of growing up as he goes along. The theme that stands out the most in this book is the willingness of good men to commit evil acts when they think they are in the right. And it's just really fascinating. And I think that itself is kind of a reflection of what happened to create this society. There were good men that thought that this nuclear war was needed, and then look what happened. And I think this is one of the earlier iterations of a dystopia built on the fear of atomic weapons. I mean, this was 1955. Russia had their first atomic weapon detonated in 1949 or something like that. This was right at the beginning of the Cold War, the Red Scare. And this doesn't even really focus on communists or anything. There's nothing about foreign nations in here that I can remember. But it's just so interesting. This feels like the bizarro world version of Thomas Jefferson's ideals for the United States. What Thomas Jefferson wanted was a country of philosopher farmers where everyone has their own land and they maintain it and educate themselves, and just this utopia that he thought would work, which, there's no way. In this, you have the entire country. They are farmers and they are educated, but only in religious fundamentalism. And I just thought that was really fascinating. I really enjoyed where it went. And even the ending, it kind of ends suddenly because it's a very short book. It's 220 pages long. Even with that, it ends well. You explore a lot of the country, and I would highly recommend it to anyone that enjoys post-apocalyptic fiction. It is probably in my top 5 now. I'd have to dwell on that, which meant I would have to dwell on how much post-apocalyptic fiction I've read and what that says about me. So we won't go there today. If you liked this, I've got other videos about Appendix N novels. I've got a video about an introduction to post-apocalyptic fiction. I hope you enjoyed this. Leave me a comment if you've read this book. Man, this thing's a banger. And I'll see you next time.